So, I went to go see Iron Man 3. This time it's directed by Shane Black. He's not normally a director historically, he's mostly a writer. He did a lot of the Lethal Weapon movies, Last Action Hero, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is actually, I believe, his only other directorial credit. And if you haven't seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, by the way, it's another Robert Downey Jr. movie. You should. It's a lot of fun to watch. So I know if people probably, you're either going to go see Iron Man 3 regardless, or you're not going to go see Iron Man 3 regardless. There's really no in between. But my general thoughts on it. It's a lot of fun, but it's the weakest of the three Iron Man movies by far. It's also the most action-oriented, which is not really a direct correlation there exactly, but the real problem there is, well, one, they sort of set up the Mandarin as the big villain, and I was cool with that because, well, A, Ben Kingsley is a great actor, he really is, and B, I love the Mandarin. He's a lot of fun, and I know most people who go to see the movie will have never heard of the Mandarin before. They've seen the movies, but they don't pay any attention to the comic books, and that's fine. You know, it gives the writer something to play with there, which is cool, and they certainly did in this one. But they halfway through, after setting up the Mandarin and let us really dislike the Mandarin, they kind of pull the rug out from under you, and they do a big disservice there. Nothing against Ben Kingsley. He does a great job, but they sort of leave you hanging. And the villain they have to come in, step in. He's another classic, Marvel villain. So cool there, but they just don't set him up very well. There's a lack of character development in this movie that existed in the previous. And that's okay to an extent with Tony Stark's character, because we know Tony Stark. We've spent, 4 movies with him now, so that's cool, and he does have a character development arc, which is important and something that I think is lacking in a lot of action movies. So cool there, but with the villain, they just don't really. There's not a lot of depth to the villain. He shows up a couple times, but it's just no real. He doesn't really establish him as someone that you love to hate. There's just nothing there, and so in the end, when you have the big climactic fight, it's just no. It just feels empty. It really does. It's just kind of. Oh hey, yay, big fight scene, which it's a cool fight scene. Lots of explosions, lots of stuff going on. That huge army of Iron Man suits that you see in the trailers, it's impressive, but it's hectic, and it just leaves you feeling a little bit empty. That's all. There's another thing. They introduce another thing from the comics called Extremis, and the movie anyway, it's something the bad guy uses to make a bunch of super Wolverines, basically, so they can regenerate from anything and grow arms back in seconds, and pretty much the only way they die in the movie is plot convenience. They survive. They die to things that they've survived in the past, and it's just, well, what killed you that time that didn't kill you the other 3 times that it happened to you? It's a little vague, if that makes any sense. But I won't get too much into that because spoilers and all that. There is something that I was a little worried about. There's a young child actor in the movie, but a little bit of the ways in, there's actually a lot of the character arc with Tony Stark is him interacting with this child, and the kid's a really good actor. I maybe not really good, but he's a good actor, and which I was worried when I first saw him. I was like, oh good lord, please tell me it's not going to be a big character of the movie, which he kind of is. but so often in these movies, you know, you get a decent kid actor, but decent kid actor is not necessarily the same thing as a good actor, if that makes any sense to you. And like with Looper, I remember the weakest part about Looper was that kid. The entire rest of the movie was great, and then the scenes with the kid in it, I was just kind of like, please stop talking. Just go away. Leave us with the people who are actually good at what they do. But no, the kid was, you know, solid from the start, and the more I saw of him, the more I liked him. Part of that is you know, the strength of you know, his writing, but the kid delivers. The kid delivers on his lines. You know, it's a lot of fun to watch. And Robert Downey Jr. has so many great jackass sort of fun quips in the movie. Almost more so than any other film, any of the other movies. It's great. I was the crowd I was with, opening night crowd, just loved it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. You know, a lot of fun. Still more action oriented. So it's more action oriented. So it's gonna shine there, but less character driven. So sort of weakest of the three overall. But more fun to watch than 2 because of the heavier fun action, like really impressive action scenes. Yeah, there you go. If you see it, enjoy. If you don't, well, you know, that's no fun on your part. I mean, really. Anyhow.